surgery, but maybe it is. Come on down, we're gonna sit around, we're gonna get into your business, get into your business, get into your business.
Welcome to the Small Business Miracles Podcast. I'm Jeff Randolph. This Small Business Podcast is brought to you by EAG Advertising and Marketing. We're going to talk about marketing. We're also here to celebrate entrepreneurs. We have marketing news and advice that business owners can use to keep moving forward. And if you notice a difference in sound for this episode, it's blizzard time in Kansas City. Actual blizzard, snow and wind. And so we are recording out of our normal office today. So if there's a little difference in sound, that's why. Today, very excited to talk to Tori Hord of Tori Hord Consulting. But first, got another small business marketing tip to talk about.
Get into your business.
For today's marketing tip, it's a reminder to leverage the content on your website. From the work smarter, not harder category, if you have some content that's important to your target audience and you have that live on your website, turn that content into even more pieces of content and put it in even more places. You can take a blog article that you have and turn the information inside of it into a social media graphic. There may be 12 pull quotes of important takeaways that you can use within that article as social media graphics, or much larger infographic style with lots of design and lots of data points. Or a video where you're explaining the content of the article in the video, or, I don't know, an audio clip since we're talking about this on a podcast. Or pull headlines out to make banner display ads and link that to your article and run that as an ad. Have you used that content in an email to your prospect list? The list goes on and on and on. Work smarter, not harder, and leverage that content. That's today's marketing tip.
Get into your business.
All right, we are here in the featured section of our show, and I am joined by Tori Hord with Tori Hord Consulting. Tori, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you having me on today.
We're very happy, and I should start by saying congratulations, because you are a small business superstar this year, and that is not a small thing. Congratulations on that.
Thank you. Yeah, it's my second year in a row, which is very cool.
And you know, doing it in a row may be the best way to do it. So good job. Well done. Tell us about the business for the people who haven't yet had the opportunity to figure it out. Tell us about the business. What does Tori Hord Consulting do?
Yeah, so we do e-learning development and presentation design for a wide range of companies. I've always been an instructional designer in corporate learning and development. And so Tori Hord Consulting was just created out of a passion for creating learning experiences that actually work. There's a lot of times in businesses where learning just becomes checking the box or a chore when people just don't want to get through it. And so we are kind of changing that up and making it something that's actually meaningful to businesses.
Meaningful is important. I feel like we may learn better if it's meaningful to us in some way, or if it's engaging.
Yeah, definitely.
Give us a sense of the kind of companies that you work with. Is it literally anyone on the planet? Is it companies over a certain size? How do you define who your companies are that you work?
Yeah, for me, you can find other instructional designers or e-learning developers who are niche in a specific industry. Mm-hmm. But for me, I have found that my skill is just in instructional design in general and figuring out complex topics and putting them into more digestible formats. Mm-hmm. And so I work with all different types of companies. I've worked with Fortune 500 companies. I've worked with startups, a lot of franchises and things like that. So I'm kind of anywhere in between on types of companies.
Gotcha. And if I can define, like, you know, who are you most successful with? Is there a particular kind of program? Because instructional design can cover a whole lot. Like that's a range from onboarding to I need to teach you a specific skill to, hey, here's training that we all need. How does that work?
Yeah, sure. So I typically focus on the e-learning development part of it. Mm-hmm. So I work a lot with the talent development teams or learning and development teams within different companies who've already identified potentially that they have a gap between performance and, business needs. Mm-hmm. And so that's typically where I kind of is my entry point within a company. But I've also realized that when businesses connect with me, they are already looking for training because they have a value that learning and development is really important to them and their culture. And so that's kind of really important. I don't really think I said that in the best way, but recognizing that training isn't just about information delivery. It's more about driving performance, engagement, and business results.
That if you are trying to just get somebody to check a box because they mandate that everybody goes through this, that's easy to check a box on, and you just sit somebody down in front of a TV or screen and say, hey, watch this, and when you're done, sign this piece of paper. But if what you're really trying to go for is we have improved your performance on X, that's where you really want to spend time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Got it. Well, I helped define that then. I'm very excited about that. You go to conferences all over the place. I think in the previous year you were at what, 5, 6, 7, something like that, number of different.
At least 5, between 5 and 7, probably.
And you're also speaking at them, so like you're somebody. AI and training is there's starting to be that convergence in the training space now, and I've heard that it's revolutionizing it, but I don't really. Can you tell us more? How is AI impacting the training space?
Yeah. So at all of those conferences, AI is always the top hot topic of the conference. But I would say AI is a really valuable tool. But just like any tool, it depends on how you use it. So there's a lot of really cool examples like chatbots that give specific information when people are looking for questions. There's adaptive learning, but the problem that I see is a lot of ethics, making sure that it's aligned with what people are actually looking for and what they need, rather than just putting them in a box and saying, oh, they need this because they've chosen these certain things, right? So just making sure that you're using it in a way that is going to be impactful for the learners and making sure it's genuinely going to be a good learning outcome. And one thing that I've talked to with a lot of my clients is that it's so easy to get distracted with the newest AI trend or tool. But the question that I like to ask them is, does it improve the desired outcome? Because sometimes we don't have to use AI to answer that question, and sometimes we do. So it just depends on if we can answer that question effectively.
Yeah. So does it work? Is it actually going to improve it, or is this technology for technology's sake?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's never a good.
No.
I like that. And any predictions on, like, in the marketing field? We have AI that has been built into most of the tools that we use for years and years now. If that's suggesting bits of copy to put in an ad. What the chatbot kind of thing? Make that a little more concrete. Like when is it a good use of AI? What is a helpful that does impact outcomes?
Yeah. So when you have specific questions that people are always looking to answer, kind of like when you see a chatbot on a website and you want to ask something specific about what they do or how can they get a certain piece of information, you can kind of embed those types of things within your Slack or your Teams and have it in the place of like workflow learning almost, where you're kind of already in your platforms that you're already using. And now you have this AI chatbot who can answer a question on something that you're curious about or that you need help with while you're also doing your other tasks.
Interesting. Yeah. That makes sense. That makes sense to me. Tell me, if I take a step back and we just look at your business for a second, what's next? Where do you go from here? How will you grow? Where will you go? What's the more clients, more bigger clients? What's happening?
Yeah, definitely. So, definitely more clients or more strategic clients. I think I don't exactly want to work with everybody because I think that having the best fit is really important to me and my values as a consultant. And so finding the right clients who are looking for that innovative learning and development side with creativity is really important to me.
The creative part, the part that you're seeing and experiencing as an end user. Nice. Well, that's exciting. Good background and basic understanding of who you are and what you do. But the only way we really know is if we get you into the lightning round and we ask more questions. That's what we'll do. You have no way to know what I'm going to ask in the lightning round. So I'm going to start by saying that you are in your second winter in Kansas City. And you're getting used to it now. We just had another actual blizzard today, where
Yes.
temperatures are. It is snowing at hurricane wind speed.
hmm
Spectacular! Wow, how wonderful is that? Sticking on an educational theme, how do you grade Kansas City winters?
Last year wasn't that bad. And coming from Texas, I was like, this is great. I can handle this, as opposed to the hot summers, scorchingly hot almost. So I would probably grade it 6.
Six out of 10, like a 6
Yeah.
out of 10. Is that
hmm
our scale? I have to know the scale. Well, that's
Sure.
important.
Yeah.
6 out of 10 for this winter. I can see that. Room for improvement.
Yeah.
For sure. We can definitely improve from here. Next question. What part of the business do you wish you knew more about? Because oftentimes we're, as entrepreneurs, we get in because we love this part of the thing, but what we don't realize is, that comes with hiring or employees or accounting or marketing or whatever. Is there a part of the business you wish you knew more about?
Yeah, I've learned to kind of start delegating things that I don't necessarily know much about and I don't want to learn any more about.
Also
yes.
good, yes, to know
So
that about yourself.
Right? It's been hard because I've tried to learn everything, and then not necessarily succeed at everything. So I think that's something that I would want to learn more about would definitely be social media.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. What's the secrets behind social media?
I can tell you, but I mean, that's it gets into a very long marketing conversation
Sure.
about, who your audience is and where they're at and how they want to take in all that information.
Yeah.
No,
absolutely.
that is a good thing to want to know about, especially as much as we're on social media these days.
Mhm.
Well, you have a podcast that you just started, and
I
you
did.
told a story on that episode. What
Mhm.
have you learned from doing a podcast?
I have started it as like a mini podcast or just solo episodes. And
Mhm.
so I've learned just the technology side of it and also being very strict with like what I want to portray in those episodes. And so that's been really enlightening for me, just being able to set a goal of what I want somebody to get out of an episode, because my goal is really to educate and inspire instructional designers and entrepreneurs who are in the similar space. Because as instructional designers, there's a lot of us who people just don't know what we do. And so just being able to inspire that conversation about different topics.
Yeah, I listened to several episodes because they're also, you did 5-minute bite size, like you're not investing a ton of time in
Right.
picking up all of this wisdom.
Yeah.
I approve. I'm not
Thank
capable
you.
of doing anything that short myself, apparently, but I approve. Those
Thanks.
that's really good. I've enjoyed it. So there, go ahead and give a shout out to the podcast. How do they find the podcast?
Yeah. So wherever you listen, it's called the Underground Instructional Designer Podcast.
Yeah, and underground. Tell just a bit about the underground part of that.
A brief. Yeah. So this is my basement. I'm underground, literally. And so that was partially where the name came from. But also I love like alternative rock. And so it has like kind of more of a rock theme with it. So
Good times. Good times.
yeah.
All right. That was just a quick shout out. So we'll keep moving
Thank
on.
you.
Last question. I'll end it on this one. What is the best business advice that you've received?
The best business advice, I keep it on the sticky note actually right in front of me.
Nice.
And it says, I must think beyond my expertise. Because I think there's something that you're always comfortable with. And in business or even just in entrepreneurship, going out on your own, you're always putting yourself in a zone of uncomfortable and having to take a risk or do something different that's not the way you've always operated. And so just trying to think out of that zone of expertise is really important for me.
Oh, outstanding answer. There, if we do a soundbite, it's got to be that. There's no other way around it. I'll take you out of the lightning round. You've survived the lightning round and have done quite well as a result.
Oh, good.
Well done.
Hopefully.
Well done. Let's see. Let me have you tell everybody where they can find you if they want to work with you, if they need to know more information. Where do they go?
Yeah, sure. So my website is torihordelearning.com and it's getting a revamp in the next month. So it might look a little bit different the next time you get into there. But also LinkedIn is where I hang out. If you want to connect, message me. I am easily findable on LinkedIn.
Easily findable. Tori Hord Consulting, torihordelearning.com. Thanks for being on the show, Tori.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it.
Get into your business.
And that is our show. Thank you again to Tori Hord for being with us, and thank you for listening to the Small Business Miracles podcast. Remember to subscribe, leave us a 5-star rating and review, drop us a line on the website at eagadv.com if you have any thoughts. Until then, we'll be out here helping entrepreneurs with another Small Business Miracle.
Talk about strategies and all the capabilities, building all your hopes and dreams and all the possibilities. It ain't rocket surgery, but maybe it is. Come on down, we're gonna sit around, we're gonna get into your business.